Welcome back to another Meldrick Moment Extendo Edition podcast live. This is episode number 272. I'm your host, Yusuf Ali. You saw the college student over at IU. I forget which Indiana, Iowa, whatever. That's not important. The important factor is this lady. She got into a crowd surfing accident where she crowd surfed. And she got kicked in the head, which is strange because how you get kicked in the head crowd surfing? I don't know. You're right. It is that one guy that's always doing a handstand at a concert. Okay. Anyway, so she get kicked in the head crowd surfing, and now her memory just every 2 hours reset back to that day. So, and that was 2019. It's 2025. So every 2 hours she thinks it's 2019. So, I imagine it take about 30 minutes or so to catch her up to speed. So that give you about an hour and a half to have some real time conversation. And then you're gonna have to remind her what y'all was talking about after you catch her up to speed. In that 30 minutes, the next 2 hours. So it's like 51st dates, but way more annoying. I guess the good news is she can't have bad days. Like, she don't, whatever is making her sad or mad or stressed, she will forget about it, and that's a good thing. So, I imagine people probably ask her for money a lot. They're looking for Tyrese, and he out of town. And they're looking for him because he got 4 big-ass dogs, cane corsos, and they killed a little-ass dog. And you can't do that. You can't have your dogs kill a dog, unintentional or not. So they're looking for him. And he out of town, so they're not going to extradite him. Now, if he would have killed a dog, then, yeah, they'd come get him. But it's the dogs, so they probably just like, when you get back, buddy, when you gonna be in trouble, something like that. In Michigan, the entire state of Michigan, they have banned transgendered like entertainment or whatever. Basically, no more drag queens. No more dressing up like girls for TikTok sketches, which I know that's going to hurt a lot of Detroit TikTok creators. Man, that's some of y'all's whole page. So, it's over though. So, I guess you can still write the same funny sketches. You just got to have your sister do it or something, because that's a wrap, which is good. One state at a time. Geraldine's shenanigans we need. It's enough. It's enough. It's over. No more my deals and white chicks. It's done. Stop it. Good for Michigan. They need to do it in California and New York. In Canada, they have some aquarium issues, and one aquarium got some issues because they got these beluga whales that keep dying, and the fishery ministry of Canada is like, send them to China. And then they like, no, because y'all should pay us and then we can keep them alive. And they like, well, we don't want to pay, send them to China. And they like, that wasn't an option that we gave y'all. It was pay us so we can keep them alive or they gonna die. Which sounds threatening. Sound like they gonna kill the whales, which they really mean they just gonna let them die, because you can't like kill them. You can't like strangle it. Jane Goodall died. She was 98, which that's a good age. That's a good age. Like, no matter how old you are now, if somebody if the death cloak guy came with the sickle and was like, hey man, I'm coming back to get you when you're 98, you would probably be like, oh, that's fair. That's fair. So 98 is a good age. So she had some final words and thoughts. She did a like an interview that she said, "Don't release it until I pass away," which I guess, but you're 98. You can say whatever you want to say right now. You're 98. You earned it. But she's like, no, just wait till I die and then put out what she said, because she was talking about Trump and Elon and putting them on spaceships so the world can be like a better place, which most people would agree. But she can't say that even at 98, which is a good, I don't give a damn age, but not while Trump is in there. He'll find a way to make them last 6 months or so even worse. So good job, Jane Goodall. Rest in peace to you. Shout out to the monkeys and whatever, the apes, gorillas, the little monkeys, the big monkeys, the orange ones, all of them. Rite Aid has closed, which is bad. I mean, it's not bad because it's still CVS and Walgreens, but it's bad because I spent a whole summer, maybe even two, me, Damon, Eddie, up at Rite Aid, Glenville Plaza. Shout out to Sarita at Rite Aid that year. I didn't even really want to buy that many Ocean sprays, but I just wanted an excuse to go to the counter. Shout out to the two sisters that worked at Subway. What was her name? She always had the big earrings and the pressed curls on the short hairstyle. I don't remember her name, but I remember her hairstyle. So shout out to them. Shout out to JJ's Discount. Well, just shout out the whole Glenville Plaza, man, not just Rite Aid. So yeah, but yeah, Rite Aid is gone for what it's worth. And it was one that we would go to in Hollywood too, every now and then. So I guess they're gonna turn it into a smoke shop. Speaking of stores that's on their way out, Arby's then shook up the menu item. They got steak nuggets, which they're not what it sound like, because when you hear nuggets you think breaded, but no, they're just little pieces of steak. Now I don't know if it's flank steak or sirloin steak. It's just little pieces of steak. So I don't know. I got a lot of shit because I told everybody that Arby's had the best chicken sandwiches in 2014. But it was really because they had a brioche bun. I wasn't really hip to the brioche bun. So, the chicken sandwich was good. But if I'm being honest, it was mostly the bun. Shout out to the brioche bun. And my bad to anybody who I sent to Arby's thinking they was about to get the best chicken sandwich ever from the roast beef place. Sorry. It caught some... I always say it caught some because it's a smuggling story. But they didn't catch anybody. But they intercepted, I should say, some balloons that was on their way to Lithuania from Belarus. And the balloons had cigarettes, which is like, I guess that's like a low risk smuggle item. Like, yeah, you might get arrested, but if you do, it's going to be like, it's cigarettes. And then they wasn't using boats or drones. It was just balloons. So it's balloons and cigarettes. It's almost childish. Like, what you really gonna arrest me for this? So, but yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to the customers who are waiting patiently. They gonna have to go find wherever those balloons decide to drop those cigarettes at. So yeah, I guess if y'all buy enough cigarettes, maybe next time they might consider a drone. I had some skydiving instructor. This was terrible. He died, but the first time skydiver survived. Ain't that a bitch? Because he didn't put usually when you teaching somebody how to skydive, the teacher has the parachute on and the student is just holding on tight, which is, to me, that's a shitty part of the deal. Like, show me how to open my parachute while I'm wearing a parachute. So, but apparently everything was going good until he realized he didn't have on his parachute. So he just fell to the ground and died. And the student fell in a tree, which is not as bad, but still kind of shitty. Because he kind of just laying there in the tree. You don't know dude dead. You just know this is some bullshit. I'm laying in the tree. Now, after you find out dude is dead, then yeah, you might be kind of sad. But initially, this is some bullshit. Get me out of this tree. Good news is I have a good news story to end this out. The good news story of the week, ironically enough, also skydiving related. 8 skydivers, all first time skydivers, successfully made it back to land. So that was dope. The problem was that the pilot died. That's bad. So I guess it's a good news story with an asterisk. Because 8 out of 9 survivors, that's a great number. That's a great percentage. That's like 90 something percent. So that's good. So yeah, we gotta take the wins with the losses.